We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2176. Today, Jill and I are talking about which parts of your land business should be outsourced. We are qualified to talk about this because the truth is, I outsourced half of my existing business to Jill.
And I outsource stuff from there. I'm trying to outsource myself right now. It's not going very well. Yeah.
In a perfect world, we do nothing except count money.
Can I just say, we're working on insurance right now. We're looking at, for one of us, redoing some health insurance. And one of the things was you need a qualifying life event. And to which my answer is, no problem, I'll fire myself. There's my qualifying. I just lost my job. Do you want me to write the letter myself? And I'll have you sign it. Fire me.
How fast could you write a resignation letter?
Oh, watch me. I'll do it right here on this show.
Mine would say, nope.
Yeah. It just says, I quit. Yeah. You're fired. But yeah, we can come up with a live event. So anyway, and then you're outsourced. You're not needed.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum and take a deep dive into land-related topics by your request.
Okay, Brent wrote, time management question for the group. Knowing that answering or quickly responding to calls when they come in is mission critical. How do you manage to take the time off? For instance, I've got several mailers out there and you're scheduled to take your son camping for a week. What strategies do you use to cover the inbound calls while you're offline? You know, one of the beautiful things about the call services, and there's many that you could use. Like I know I don't get any kickback from this, by the way. We use Pat Live. There is a percentage that goes back, and it goes back to our members. They all get the money. So I don't get anything by promoting it. But the point is you can turn it on, turn it off as much as you want. You could turn it on for during the week. Maybe you work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and that's the time you can't take calls. So you have Pat Live turned on, but gosh, you get in your car and then you have it timed, or you can go in and activate it. I'm sure there's things you could do online to flip it so the calls now go to you in the evenings and the weekends, because then you can take the calls. And then you have a situation like this. You know, I'm on vacation. I took a cruise. You know, maybe I want to take the calls. I didn't realize my internet was going to be so spotty. You know, you can turn it on, turn it off like that. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to rely on a service you don't want to rely on Google Voice or your voicemail and try to catch these calls. You know, when you get cell service, you know, you're going to be camping for a week. That's the last thing you want to do is trying to stand on a rock on a hill and return phone calls and not get with these people. So turn that on. I would say this too, it's going to be tricky a little bit. This is real world. If you're totally off the grid for an entire week, you only have two choices. One is whoever is taking the phone calls, because now remember, we're going to have somebody else doing it. Maybe it's Pat Live or something similar. They will have to address that with each seller, and fingers crossed the time's not, it's urgent that, hey, the owner's going to be back on Sunday. They will get back to you that day. Is this the right number? What's the best time kind of thing? And they'll queue up all these numbers for you to call back. Or B, gosh, if you have a team or a partner, someone that could at least start those dialogues in your absence, that would be my first choice. So they get a real person calling them back, asking more information, getting, and starting the due diligence and things like that for you. So what would you like?
This is a philosophical question more than anything.
Okay. How was that?
I sent a bunch of letters out, and I don't really want to answer the phone because I got something better to do, like take my son camping for a week. What do? This will never end.
Oh.
I don't care how wealthy you are or get or want to become or who's in your life, or this will never end. It's one of the things If I could sit with a group of 23-year-olds and say, here's the stuff that's true, and you can fully expect this, and here's stuff that's just pure fiction, but we all believe it anyway until we have to dispel it for ourselves. One of the reasons that we all choose to be entrepreneurs, or it chose us maybe in a lot of cases, is so we don't have to make this choice. I want to go camping, but I have to work.
Right.
If you work in a hospital, then it's telling you, the hospital's telling you when you're going to go camping, and you can turn it off. It's one of the reasons that people with W-2 jobs just get stuck in the cog forever, because they are told now when their vacations are, when they're not, and if they're lucky, they can have a little bit of control for time off and certain things. I don't know how old you are, but do all this terrible stuff when you're young so that when you're older, you can enjoy your time. But even then, you're still going to get pulled in directions that you don't want to go. Jill's answer is better.
Can I give you? Well, I gave you the real I don't know, not the philosophical. I answered the technical part of it, but Jack, you're right. Let me tell you a story.
I put this in here on
Do you know what this made me think of? It made me think of our kid falling asleep in the McDonald's booth.
Which time was that?
Yeah, I know,
Which
right?
Kid?
Which kid? Kid number 3. Thanksgiving, long weekend. We're camping with our friends, and we had rented a Class A way before we had one. It was this. I mean, we did look like Robin Williams in the movie. We didn't know what we were doing. It was so funny. So we're out there in Utah, no hookups, off the grid, and we're doing our business. So what did we do? Our friends had a pickup truck. We borrowed our friend's pickup truck because we couldn't get any service. We had to borrow our friend's pickup truck, drive into town, sit in McDonald's for about 2 and 3 hours doing our
Every
job
day.
for this. And I remember our sweet little one, we'd get him a like a milkshake or something, I don't know. And he'd sit there, and then he'd sit there in the booth, play games on his phone until he fell asleep. And I just remember, here we are returning calls. So that ties what you're saying. So this is important now. This is a real pivotal time.
It's in deals done now.
And I told this to somebody else recently too. I said, look, you want to be successful at this. If you put your head down for 2 years, say no to a lot of stuff for a while. I know it's going to suck. But if you do that, when you pull your head up from that in 2 years and look at your bank balance, you're going to be very happy. And then you could start to make different decisions.
If there's a timeline of your life as an entrepreneur, there's critical things that happen and decisions that you make that launch you forward. And for me, I didn't know what which ones really mattered and which ones didn't. And the day that I got that first employee where I wasn't responsible for everything, that my life changed. I don't know. And it's not that way for everybody. Right. For some people, it's the first deal they did. Or they got the right business partner. Those things are all really important. But man, this is a million years ago. When I got that first employee, so think about that, Brent. Now you're somebody is answering a phone and doing the stuff you don't want to do or can't. You're out of touch. You're out there for a week with your son. That's best of both worlds. It opened me up to, I got to create a huge organization with a ton of revenue because I don't ever want to come into this office again.
And you did that.
And that's what we did with Jill. When Jill came on, we built that together. I did it before her, but it was not as effective.
Thank you.
What were you saying?
I said you did. No, I was giving you support. Yeah.
Today's topic, which parts of your land business should be outsourced? Geez, this is exactly what we've been talking about.
Well, we kind of covered one of them.
So I'm going to want to play a game.
Sure.
I'm going to say, just launch, like Tourette's.
And I'll say yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like outsource or not.
Okay.
Yes,
outsource, don't outsource. Yeah. Got it.
Finding a place to buy and sell land.
Don't outsource.
I agree. Budgeting your company.
Don't outsource.
Oh, we're batting 1,000 together.
Yeah.
Finding a babysitter while you have to work.
Outsource.
Yay. Answering your phone when the mail goes out.
Outsource. Phase 1 calls. Outsource.
Closing the deal on the acquisition side.
Don't outsource.
Really?
Well, unless you have a partner.
Closing the deal? Oh, you mean like verbally closing it?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, being the deal maker.
I call that negotiating.
Being the deal maker.
Yeah, you never want to outsource that.
Yeah.
Actually closing the deal, you want to always outsource that through an escrow agent or transaction coordinator is even better.
And both. Yeah.
Selling the land after you buy it.
Outsource.
So how many things have we actually said you should do yourself? Those are the key ones. Very few.
Picking the areas.
Very, very, very few. Do you really, truly have to do yourself? Unless you have a podcast, then you have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could write a book about that.
Can I outsource this? Can't wait a minute. Time out. I'm waiting for it. I'm going to go on record and argue this. Are we not in the AI world at the point where we might not even be doing this live right now?
Yeah, it's not us.
This could be AI making this podcast. It's not, I'm telling you, but it's there. We could soon have AI recreating podcasts for us, and we don't even have to sit here.
If we look next week, if we look amazingly younger and we're happier and the delivery of everything is, and then that's 34-year-old Jill.
Wait a minute. Now you're onto something. Here's my new thing. I'm going to go into AI and I'm going to have it I'm going to have the next whatever podcast. It's going to be using the version of me from 10 years ago. It's going to be 10 years younger.
34-year-old Jill and the man she really wants to be with.
Oh, great. I'm somebody else.
Some blonde surfer guy.
Can I?
That she just can't.
A new podcast
can't stop thinking about.
With a different co-host. We're still going to talk about land, but just somebody else is sitting there and I'm 10 years younger. That's what we're doing.
No, and it's not even about land anymore at all.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Oh, I think we can still do the Land Academy podcast, but yeah. I didn't even dawn on me. All right, let me ask you some questions. I have some more questions about outsource or don't outsource.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to get real technical about things about your position. So we already covered picking areas to send mail.
Yeah.
Okay. Downloading the data.
No, you can have that done eventually. You don't want to do it in the beginning, but outsource.
Scrubbing the data.
Outsource.
Pricing the data.
No, you want to do that yourself.
Thank you. Creating the mailers and getting them printed in the mail.
Outsource.
Managing your monthly revenue goals.
Oh no, geez, you do that.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to say managing your anger. You have to. I don't care who you are. You have to do that yourself.
All right. Shopping for your wife for Mother's Day.
For Mother's Day, I would outsource.
Oh,
if it was a birthday or something personal, like an anniversary, I would do that myself.
Well, all right. And this is where we differ.
You lost me at shopping.
Yeah, well, I know that. It's okay. We can end it on that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm in trouble.
And it's all right. Well, now it's not fun anymore.
That surfer guy is coming up next.
It is. Wait till you see the next episode. It's not going to be Jack. It's going to be Jacques.
Yeah, Jacques. Jacques from Redondo Beach.
Exactly. He's got long hair and tats.
Yeah. He has nothing to do in life except pay attention to Joe.
Yep. And he shops for me. He doesn't know what outsourcing is.
Yeah. She can't spell outsourcing.
That's it.
And he doesn't need to know.
Exactly.
Because Jill's done it her whole life, so she's all set.
Yeah.
She's the sugar lady.
There we go. Sugar lady. That's good.
Join us. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Join us tomorrow where we discuss, we're going to discuss Jill's takeaway from recent consulting calls with very intelligent Land Academy members.
Not Jacques.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.